Stars for Stripes is more than just another military support organization. Founded in 2003, Stars for Stripes helps bring entertainment to deployed military troops overseas in remote areas where morale often needs the biggest boost. By partnering with artists and military organizations, a total of 54 celebrity entertainment tours have gone overseas, with the bulk going to Iraq and Afghanistan. Lynn headed out to the only fundraising event of the year for this incredible organization at Nashville's Palm Restaurant.
I've caught up with Charlie Daniels. It's so good to see you tonight.
Well, it's good to be here, and I thank you for being here.
Well, thank you. Now, I want to talk to you because you have gone over and served so many times and sang to the troops. Talk a little bit about, is there any personal stories or a time that you remember that you knew you were going to do this?
Well, there are a lot of personal stories. A lot of times you remember. The main thing is what we try to accomplish when we go. You know, one of the main things to the troops is, of course, the music, the entertainment, but knowing that somebody cares enough about them to come over and to entertain them. And what we're doing here tonight, a lady by the name of Judy Seal sees that happens with our organization called Stars for Stripes, and we're raising money tonight for that organization. So people that are little small forward operating bases over in Iraq and Afghanistan and places that are desolate, foreign, horrible, dusty, hot, away from home, so many thousands of miles away from home, can have some entertainment. Somebody come over and say, hey, we appreciate you. I always start my shows when I bring you greetings from the United States of America. And I don't care what you read in the press or what you hear on TV. I travel this country coast to coast and border to border every year, and I know how people feel about the military out there. We're for you.
Before you start your preaching, let me ask you this, my friend. Have you forgotten?
You're honoring a couple of families here tonight. Talk about that.
John and Jan Vigiano. He is a highly decorated retired fireman and a retired Marine, and his wife Jan, and they lost both of their sons, one a fireman and one a policeman in the Twin Towers. And I met him on my very first trip to Iraq. He was over with a big group that was touring for the troops, the very first tour we were able to go in and do, and we adopted each other. Aww. And then Jay Redmond is a Navy SEAL that I met at Bethesda, and John Vigiano had met him the week before, so I've kind of kept up with him, and he was injured in Iraq, I think shot like 6 or 7 times in the face, and lived to tell about it.
Wow. So tonight they're the honored guests.
Yes.
And anyone who wants to donate money?
Stars for Stripes, www.starsforstripes.com, and you can donate right there online.
It'll just breed anger. That's what the experts say. If it was up to me, I'd show it every day.
I've traveled with the United States Army and the USO as much as I've traveled with Judy, but nobody cares. Nobody cares more about these troops than she does. And I mean, she just makes it part of her mission to step up and make sure that those guys are taken care of. And it's not easy. I mean, before now, there were several government organizations and agencies that pitched in and helped her, you know, fund these trips. And now that's one reason we're here tonight is a lot of that money's gone. And, you know, when you do really, really good work and you do it for the right reasons, it blesses your heart in such a way you just can't, I mean, I have to have it.
Now we don't have to worry about Bin Laden.
You're actually really close to this because your sister is a Marine, right?
Yeah, I've got a sister in the Marine Corps. One of my really good friends is an ex-Navy SEAL, a friend of our family. I've got a cousin that's also in the military, so it's something that, you know, I feel real passionately about. I love going over there and playing, and the first time I went, I was like, I love this. So I was really glad they asked me to be on the board, and that, you know, we've still been able to keep going and playing. When we went back this last time, I got to do the same thing. I went and played at one of the FOBs, and they said, you're actually the first non-military entertainment we've ever had. So being able to do that for somebody, it just does something to you, and you're like, I love that. I want to keep doing it.
Everybody that goes over, you catch anybody that comes back, they're going to tell you the same thing. It was the experience of a lifetime.
Have you forgotten? I don't think you guys have. Thank you for coming out here.
Now it's time for our weekly songwriter tip brought to you by our friends at Nashville Songwriters Association International. This week we sit down with Ralph Murphy as he talks about writing with emotion.
I want you to remember back when you were a consumer of songs rather than the would-be provider of those songs. Every song that you fell in love to, fell out of love to, danced to, drove your car to, was all about you or a situation you heavily identified with. The writers did their job. Now you have chosen the job of a creator of works. Your job is to give the listeners themselves as you see them. Remember, no one sent for you. You chose that job.
You can learn more about NSAI by visiting NashvilleSongwriters.com. That's about all the time we have for this week's show. Don't forget those special Hank Williams The Legend Begins CD sets we have up for grabs. If you want to enter this week's drawing, you have to enter online at InsideMusicRow.com. I'd like to announce the fourth and final winner of the Jimmy White iPod giveaway. Congratulations go out to Jody Clark from Gisborne, New Zealand. We'll announce the grand prize iPad winner next week. We're going to leave you today with that #1 hit, Honeybee. Don't miss out next week when we go behind the scenes at the annual IBMA Awards. Until next time, I'm Bailey for Inside Music Row, and I'll see you again real soon.